What's up, everybody? We're talking about some Saints football a little later in the podcast. Talking about a lot of basketball, a whole lot of basketball. What we like, a good amount of stuff. Cooper Flag comparisons. Stay tuned. Mark
Let's go.
Robles Show. Uh,
It's been a long time.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. But we're back at it.
I really don't like doing software things whatsoever. I would have never thought that you could factory reset a microphone like it's an actual phone. So for this specific one, you have to hold it to these buttons as you're plugging it in and unplugging it. It was so simple, but it took me 3 weeks to figure out because I was getting so angry and short circuiting, and I was like, I'm not doing this. And then I finally had the motivation to do it, so I did it. All right, 3 weeks have gone by. Welcome back to the Mark Robles Show. To anyone who's watching, we
Co-host.
appreciate it.
Gabriel Benitez.
Mark Robles, the Puerto Rican
Duo.
Boricuas.
The
Boricuas.
Puerto Rican dos. Boricuan.
You're so.
So, it's November 4th, and that means college basketball just started today. And
Today is the first day it started?
Yeah, official first day started today. And an upset just happened already.
Who?
UCF
Oh, that was basketball?
basketball.
Dude, I thought you were showing me a football score.
No,
That's
that's
why I was
basketball.
like, whoa. It was UCF and who?
And Texas A&M, ranked 13th Texas A&M against not unranked UCF.
UCF has had a couple of really good squads over the years, but it's been a while.
I mean, this is the Mikey Williams, Dior Johnson. They just got them this year. So
Did Mikey Williams get a lot of PT?
I'm looking right now.
This was today, right?
This was today. It just happened like literally the game just ended.
Yeah, I just got off of work, so I've been not paying attention to any sports.
But that boy Mikey Williams and Dior Johnson, they're tough. So they probably did good.
Yeah, so Mikey...
Dior Johnson had 24 points.
Wow, really?
Mikey Williams didn't play, but he had 24 points. And Ivy Curry, that boy dropped 16. Jordan Ivy Curry.
So, for Dior Johnson...
Oh, Darius Johnson. My fault. Not Dior Johnson.
Oh,
Darius Johnson.
I was about to start talking
Boy,
about
Darius
Dior.
Johnson. Tough. Senior out of Maryland. I haven't heard of him before.
You know, Dior Johnson, on a side note, that boy was pretty tough. He still is pretty tough. I don't know where he's at now.
He's at UCF.
No, Dior.
Yeah.
You said Darius.
No, I'm saying, but Dior is at UCF. I just thought it was Darius. It was his that one.
So did Dior play?
Nah, neither did Mikey Williams.
Yeah, okay, it's perfect. That's what I'm going to say. So Dior and Mikey, they were on Strive for Greatness with Bronny and the Blue Chips. And not that they're not hoopers, but the problem is they're doing the same things that everyone can do, but they're just not the best at it.
Yeah.
You know, I would compare Mikey Williams, not skill wise, obviously because it's impossible to compare these two, but Mikey Williams isn't necessarily huge. He's like 6'2",
6'3".
6'3". He's not giant guy. He's not super strong. He's not the most athletic, but he can do all these things. Then you look at a guy like Jalen Brunson, who's kind of in the same boat. He's not the biggest, strongest, most athletic. He's just so much better than everyone, or at the same level.
But Mikey Williams is more athletic than Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson can jump. He's a little athletic.
No, but Mikey Williams can windmill 360 dunk. He gets up there.
But now that he's at the college level and now...
I haven't seen him do that at the college level yet because he hasn't played because of what happened with him where he got suspended.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he was being an idiot.
He was being an idiot.
Zachary Richard, I don't know how to say his name, Richarcher, was saying this. He said back when he was in France, he was the most athletic guy, but now in the NBA, he's just another regular dude. And that's the point I'm getting at. The NBA and even college level, these guys are different breed athletes.
Yeah.
You know, you're no longer one of one, you're one of many. And I think Mikey Williams is still a great player, but he still has so much work to do, which he knows that. Everyone knows that. The work's never finished. And he could still be really good.
He obviously has work to do because he didn't even start today. He didn't even play. So there's something going on.
I think it's also good for him to have this kind of humbling experience because he's coming from social media fame. Everyone was hyping him up in high school. So many different things, going on. now he's at UCF. He's not touching the floor, right? So now he's really got to get it out the mud in practice squad.
Exactly.
He's really got to be like, I'm like that. And I think this is a really good experience for him because, like I was saying, somebody who came from social media fame to now not even getting a minute in a really big upset win,
Yeah.
you know, is very humbling for him. Someone who was a high confidence and high skill. I think it's going to be really good for him. I think he should spend a couple years in college or maybe even go overseas, build his game. And who knows, maybe he'll be good to go to the NBA after 4 years of college. Maybe he'll need to go to the G League, work his way up. You know, we've seen guys like Huff. He came from the G League and spent a lot of time there.
And now he's starting on this. Not starting, but he's
big minutes for Memphis.
Big minutes, yeah.
Big
he
minutes.
just dropped like almost a double-double.
He had 21 points in 14 minutes. 7'1", could shoot the three ball, and
yeah,
perfect example of somebody who worked really hard to get to where they're at. And I think that's going to be the route Mikey might have to take, which is not bad at all. Cause
no, it's not bad.
Different.
Yeah, exactly.
But I wouldn't count him out. I don't like to count anybody out because you never know who you're going to see. Like, no one thought Jalen Brunson was going to be like this. When he came to the Knicks, I thought it was the stupidest sign ever. I was like, what are we doing? This guy was a second, third option on the Mavericks. He hasn't proved anything. And then he proved me completely wrong. You really can't count anybody out.
Yeah.
You have to give him time. Of course, you could.
I knew he was going to be a dog, though. Like, Jalen Brunson is a dog.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with his game.
He was a dog. Somebody else I want to talk about, though, Cooper Flag. That boy took off today against his he's from Maine, so like his hometown. Yeah, his hometown university, Maine. He dropped 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks in 30 minutes. So like
he stuffs the stat sheet, bro.
Yeah. So I mean they didn't play the higher competition, but like first game, all that pressure's on you because you know you have to perform big because somebody at his level, so like people like him, all those prospects throughout the year, like they can't have a bad game because in people's eyes that's impossible. Although it's not because they're a normal human being. But like they have to play perfect, and he played a good game. Like, you know what I mean? He played under pressure, although it wasn't the best team. He showed out, and I think he could honestly go to the draft first year out of his freshman season. I mean, look what he did practicing with the USA team. He was competing against those guys, scoring buckets on AD. Like, I really think he's the real deal.
You know, when you talk about everyone expecting him to play good, there's really no better way to put that because everyone's looking at him and thinking, wow, this is the number one prospect.
Exactly.
He has to play good.
Yeah.
But you're never going to have the best games. Like, Dame just recently had a 45-point game, and they lost to the Cavs 7-game winner. But the game before that, he played horrible.
Exactly.
You know? And also, you can look at Wemby when he was in the Summer League. Wemby played really bad in the Summer League, and everyone counted him out. And now, we already see him slowly building into the next potential face of the NBA, you know? Because you got guys like Edwards, Luka.
Yeah.
They're all in the conversation for the face of the NBA. But Wemby, I think it's him, bro.
Wemby,
basketball, no Wemby.
Wemby's crazy. Like, yeah, exactly.
And
like, what other guy at his size is pulling out Curry range and draining that? Like, nobody.
Yeah, I just think
he's a real life demigod. Like, he's a real life demigod from 2K. Wemby's crazy, and he's so young too. He only has so much more to show out, and he has so much potential.
I really like Chris Paul in the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, that's a great mentor.
I love it.
It's a great mentor.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Great vet. You know, he wasn't ring chasing. I think he's finally come to terms with the fact that he's probably not gonna get one.
Yeah, he's just trying to have fun at this point. I don't know how much he got paid. I don't think he got paid that much from the Spurs. Right?
I'm not too familiar with his contract. I doubt that they gave him the vet minimum. He definitely got paid more because he's starting. But he's just such a good guy to be around for those young dudes, especially for Wemby, who was really struggling. Also, there was a lot of clips last year of Wemby getting passed up on open looks and, you know, a bunch of young guys.
I mean, they didn't have a true point guard last year.
Yeah,
really.
A bunch of young guys trying to prove themselves and no true point guard, like Gabe said. Chris Paul fits perfectly into that scheme. He's going to help everyone build their game. He's doing something that not a lot of people are willing to do. It's hard to let your pride down and be like, you know what? I'm 39. I can still hoop. What's the most impact I can bring to a team that's going to be to a young team like the San Antonio Spurs who's rebuilding?
Yeah.
Same thing with Harrison Barnes. I think Harrison Barnes still has more
What
in
team
the
is he
tank.
on?
The Spurs.
He's on the Spurs too?
Yeah, they're both there now. I think Harrison Barnes has a little bit more in the tank than CP. They both look really good for their age. Obviously, Harrison Barnes has his
Has he been
chip.
playing good this year?
I haven't really seen much of him, but we don't really see much of the Spurs anyways, unless it's Wembanyama.
Yeah.
When you're talking like sports clips.
But they have a couple of good young guys like Sochan.
Keldon Johnson is really nice.
Keldon Johnson.
They also got Stephon Castle And
Oh, yeah.
They got one more guy. I'm forgetting.
Sochan. Jeremy Sochan.
Nah, so
He's a good defender though.
I might be thinking of Keldon Johnson because Keldon Johnson had a mean poster.
Who's the Johnson guy on the Hawks? He's athletic too. Number
Johnson,
one.
AJ Johnson?
Maybe. He's tough though. He was slamming in the ball.
Might be his name because he's new. He's younger.
Yeah, he's young.
I think it's AJ Johnson because he played on the same AAU team as Rob Dillingham. Might be AJ. Skinny with for afro.
Yeah.
What, light skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, AJ Johnson.
Dude, he's tough. He was playing the Pelicans when I was watching the game, and he was getting boards over everybody and just finishing.
He could jump.
Yeah, he can jump. He was dunking everything.
Those build of guys are so annoying to play against, even though they're not strong. And let's say the post, right? He'll get bodied in the post, but if you ever played basketball, you'll know skinny guys who are really athletic. They're so painful to play against because they're bony.
Yeah.
They hit you and they're not trying to, but they're just a little skinny and they don't got as much meat on their bones, so you're gonna catch
exactly.
and it just hurts. It hurts really bad. It's not fun to guard because they're not weak. They're just a little skinny. They're lean, and it's so painful, bro. It hurts so bad. So guys like that are annoying to play against.
They are
really annoying. Had a couple buddies growing up who were just not even good at basketball, just skinny and tall and lean, and their bones just breaking me.
Yeah.
A lot of good talent in the NBA. The NBA has headed down a really strong road right now. We're finally at a point where the NBA, the East and the West have all really strong teams.
Yeah, it's not one-sided where the West was always the more dominant conference.
And even teams like the Pistons.
Now, the Celtics are the best team, and they're in the East.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I was gonna say, even teams like the Pistons, who are still obviously not that good, they have talent.
They have talent.
Warren, Kate Cunningham. They've got time. A lot of pieces. Jaden Ivey, really nice. I like him a lot. There's a lot of growth, and the Rockets look really good for, they're growing. Mm-hmm. They're growing. I don't know where Fred VanVleet's at. He might still be there. Cam Whitmore is growing into a great, phenomenal player. Alperen Sengun, Jalen Green.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking really good. I love the NBA right now because I wouldn't say that there's any games that are necessarily bad. Yeah, the Knicks just blew out the Pistons, but you're going to have your fair share of blowout games. Not every game is going to be a close game, there's not. I wouldn't say that this year there's a game that I'd be like, nah, I don't want to watch that. No, even if it was the Spurs and the Pistons,
I feel like each game can be competitive.
Yeah, they can all be competitive, and I just love it when a league is like that, where it finally reaches a level of equilibrium, you could say.
Oh, exactly.
Where you got a team like the Celtics, who obviously are the best in the league. Then you got the Cavs, who are 7-0. Donovan Mitchell's balling out. Evan Mobley's balling out. The Suns deep.
I really like
Kevin Durant.
I really like the Suns. The Thunder.
The Thunder. The Thunder. They're disgusting as well. And Hartenstein's not even healthy yet. So once he gets back, they're going to be even better because he's a monster on the offensive rebounds.
Yeah. I really like these teams, bro. And then when the Magic are healthy with Paulo, I really like the Magic too.
Dog, the Magic
with Paulo
are so good.
When they have a healthy
50
team.
ball.
Yeah.
Paulo 50 ball was disgusting.
He's tough. He's crazy.
Dude, he's the absolute perfect build for an NBA player. He's not skinny, he's strong. He's built, he's filled in.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'9", 6'10". He can grab the board, he can find you. He's young.
Yeah. He's
quick. He plays defense. He wants it. He can
He's
score.
not greedy.
He does everything.
He had 50, but it's not greedy ball that he had 50. He just had good looks. He's had good looks, too.
He almost had a triple-double.
Yeah.
It was, I think, 50 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists.
Yeah.
I think. Beautiful stat line for a young. He's not even 24 yet.
He's third season or second season.
He's just so much potential.
I like
He's
Paulo.
definitely going to get a chip at some point. He's the kind of guy that can be the corner piece for a franchise. He's the kind of guy that you'll trade for that.
I really like him and Franz Wagner for the Magic and Suggs, but Suggs is iffy. He's a little inconsistent. But I really like Franz and Paulo.
Suggs is the dog though. Yeah. Cole Anthony's a dog, and they got KCP, beautiful.
I don't know how KCP's been doing though.
He goes under the radar because he's not the main guy.
Yeah.
But the Nuggets are feeling that loss because he's the kind of guy that will guard the best player. He will get the defense involved, and then he'll come down and knock a three.
That's true.
He's an athlete. He wants it. He's a vet. He's in good shape. He can shoot. He does his job very well.
Mm.
He's a glue guy. That's why I stand by this to this day. The Bucks were better off with Drew Holiday than without, because Drew Holiday can score the rock. He can do everything.
Oh yeah, Drew Holiday's a best defensive guard in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been that for like I would say the past like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like he's so good. He's so underrated.
There is some guards that are coming up.
And he's gotten better offensively through the past few years too, because he wasn't like how he is now offensively.
His offensive game's grown a lot.
He's always been a defensive player though, like for sure. With the Pelicans, when he was with the Pelicans, and it was the D-Cuz, Boogie,
and he was a jet.
And AD. That's when he was playing really good defense, and I think he led the league in steals that year too, like in 2017. But then we got swept by the Warriors that year in the first round.
Warriors were nasty though.
Yeah, that's when they had KD.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some football though. I'm a Pelicans fan. I mean, a Saints fan. And we just fired Dennis Allen. Clap it up. The future is looking a little bit brighter for us.
Okay.
The future is looking a little bit brighter for us.
Let me step in. As all you know, I'm not the greatest football mind. I'm learning. I need to know, why is Dennis Allen a good fire? Why is he good that he's gone? What did he not do well?
Well, the players themselves can speak for it. The players, during interviews after games this season, they would say, like Alvin Kamara after the game against the Panthers, he was like the players love each other. Like, we have good chemistry. Maybe just not, we just don't feel the same towards other things. So he's definitely aiming at the coaches, because he said the players are fine. They have good chemistry. They get along. And then Kamara was like, we just don't like other things. And after that, Dennis Allen got fired. And literally the coaches, some players, like I think it was Colin Sanders and Carl Granderson, after Dennis Allen got fired, they liked the tweet for when the NFL announced Dennis Allen got fired. Like, they're loving it. Like, the Saints team is loving it right now. So I don't know. We needed that. And Dennis Allen, he just doesn't have that firepower. Like, when we lose, he doesn't really admit to being wrong. He's just we played hard. Just gotta look forward to the he never really addresses problems that need to be fixed. He's not I want a coach that's we gotta fix this. I don't want a coach that's soft with the team. I want a coach that's realistic and tell them what's up, because they need to wake up and fix it. You can't just be soft with players. You know what I mean? You gotta be real. I don't know. I just feel like he wasn't that good of a coach. He didn't have that. He didn't have that
that Dan Campbell kind of feel.
Dan Campbell. Not even that.
That Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
the energy.
Yeah, not at all. He didn't have any energy.
Clearly the players.
When it would pan to him in the sidelines, he would just be looking around like this, lost. I did not like Dennis Allen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now the next thing we gotta do is fire our GM, but that's not gonna happen because our owner. They haven't changed anything in the past 20 years. It's been the same GM in the past 20 years. Mm-hmm. So we just gotta get a whole change in New Orleans.
And the GM handles the drafts and all that, right?
The GM handles the GM is the final word of the franchise. Mm-hmm. Well, obviously the owner, but the GM is if they want to make an executive decision, it has to get passed through the GM. You know what I mean? They have the final word. So the GM is who fires the coach.
So who's replacing?
Right now we have our interim coach, who is the specials team coach, who all the players love. They were all hyping him up. They were yes, we want this. And he came out in an interview. The interim coach, his name is Dan Rizzi or something like that. I forget. And he's this city needs to change. This is a winning city. We need to bring it back to how it was. That was his interview today, the interim coach, and he's just always fire powered. He's always hyped up with the team when we do good. There's clips of him always being super happy and dancing with players after they do something good. Dennis Allen never did that as a head coach. He didn't have that leadership. So although he's gonna be interim, if he does good, maybe he'll be a head coach. I don't know how he'll be, but I feel just the vibes itself and what he brings to the team will be better than Dennis Allen, because the players actually like him.
Energy is a huge part of every sport. You need a coach that isn't just going to make the right call, but is going to be there for you mentally.
Yeah.
Not even just taking care of you, but like you said, when you score or when something good happens, having that firepower. Football is a fiery sport.
If you lose a game, you want your coach to be all right, guys, we gotta do this next practice. We gotta like fix this problem because we don't want it to happen again. Dennis Allen would be like, all right, guys, we tried hard enough. We just gotta try harder next time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the type of coach he would be. Like, he wouldn't.
Which
like,
is really not helpful. At
not
all.
helpful at all. Like, you could look up his quotes after games, and it's so like
Very
bland,
consistent.
like very bland, like his answers. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't like him at all, to be honest. I'm glad he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So like, although we lost to the worst franchise in the league, Panthers, if we won, they probably would have kept Dennis Allen in a little bit longer. So it's kind of good that we lost. So they fired him now. We just don't worry about him being our coach anymore. You know what I mean?
New, what's it called? I don't know. New something. New future, right?
New future. New beginning.
New beginnings, yes. I was like, I couldn't find. I was like, what is it? New
beginning.
New beginnings.
Yeah, for sure. New beginnings. We'll see. I want to get hopefully a good draft pick next year. I honestly wouldn't mind tanking. To be honest, at this point. I mean, we're already 2-7. We're not gonna get.
The way that you said that was just so funny.
I mean, like I'm being realistic, bro. Like we're 2-7.
I wouldn't even mind tanking.
Like I wouldn't really. I would not mind tanking.
Put the subs in the 4th, 5th string.
That's what we've been playing with. So, put the 6 strings in.
We're at 20 minutes. You want to keep going or you want to call it? We've got a lot of content so far, for sure.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's the Mark Robles Show. Thank you to anyone who might have watched even 5 minutes.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We'll be back a lot because we got this to work now. So we'll be hopefully weekly, at least once a week.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully once or twice a week, depending on how busy we are.
Exactly, because now I just started my work, so I'm gonna be working and stuff.
But I've got enough clips now to take us through at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I could post a couple a week. But
Thank you for watching again. It was good. Good episode. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
We covered a lot though, for sure.